Alrighty, should be live. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Just thought I'd start streaming. Working on StyleTTS right now, turning it into a downloadable package, and I was cut between streaming or not streaming, so decided that I would stream, but we'll see for how long. What I'm currently working on right now is the implementation of training into the StyleTTS web UI, and from the previous stream, that's what I was working on. Also, my previous video. Haven't worked on it too much lately. Just been not doing StyleTTS stuff, but yeah, back into it. So well, let's get to it. But today's stream is just gonna be pretty chill. I'm just working on things, so nothing too crazy. Like always, if you have any questions, just leave it down below in the chat or comments or whatever it is for YouTube, and we'll get started. So water. Yeah, hope everybody's Sunday is going well, and good luck at work tomorrow, Monday morning. Okay, so I've got a web UI right here. This one's already kind of been built and it's kind of done, but the what I'm doing is I'm creating StyleTTS. I'm creating a web UI for StyleTTS on its own. So this gets its own repository. So the other StyleTTS package that I was just, I guess, working off of, I'm gonna turn that into its own little package. And with that package, I'm going to use to install. I'm going to install that as a package into this web UI as a module that I can use, so that I can freeze all of these StyleTTS stuff. And yeah, whatever the process is, I'm just going to go through it. And yeah, that's going to be it. Hey, what's up, Lion? What's up? My first comment, Lion Ryan. Yo, yo. Remember I was telling you about that Anki audio thing that I was going to do a little bit earlier? Well, I kind of got started on it, but I haven't made any progress, so maybe if I get done with this, maybe I'd start on that, but probably not. It's going to take some time. Alright, so first things first, what I have to do is I have to create a Python virtual environment. So I'm using Python 3.11. And then I got to get all the installations done into here. So that is good. Okay, install requirements. Gonna get this going. Alrighty, and in the meantime, while that is going, let me show you what the other repository looks like right now. Oh, that is not the other repository, that is a background. Here we go. So this is the other repository, and this is where I previously had the web UI working. So I got all of it working inside of this repo. And so now that I know that those things are working, I want to convert StyleTTS into a package so that I can install anywhere else. That'll make my life easier for other projects I work on. And yeah, I like to do that type of thing. So, cannot find a version that satisfies the requirement. Okay, I'm gonna take that out. Okay, don't know what that's about, but strange. Well, I removed the Pi audio, see if this goes without a hitch for this next installation. But if not, well, I wonder what's going on. I did have okay, I did have an issue with monotonic align before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comment out monotonic align and go ahead and just install it like this. Oh, what the heck is going on here? Could not find a version that satisfies the requirement. Torch. Oh, oops. My virtual environment is not activated. My bad. Let's try that again. Let me uncomment this. I might have screwed up. Ah, yes, I did screw up. Well, that sucks. Alright. What's up, Fluff Squirrel? Thank you for tuning in. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, Lion, no, this is not the thing I'm making for my Anki decks. However, it is a part of the process. So, StyleTTS2, it's a text-to-speech engine. And so, remember how I was telling you that I want to use like an English audio sample? Well, what I'm going to do is use this to create the English read out sentence. Ideally, I would use it, like, ideally I would use the same speaker that is saying the Japanese audio. So all I would have to do is just voice clone that Japanese audio into an English speaker and then have that read out. So thank you, Fluff. Very much appreciate it. Going for that professional look, you know, gotta make everything organized. Gym and Coke on a Sunday? No, that's too early. Well, actually, I forget. It was a little bit later, but I had a Diet Coke earlier, being healthy. Without the gym, of course. Yeah, 8 p.m. Yeah. That's okay. That means you got most of the productive stuff done for the day. Alright. Everything should be installed for the StyleTTS web UI, so now all I have to do is run through this and check how many errors I get. So this is my whole migration progress. I am moving this web UI into its own repository, so now I just got to run through things and check what's broken, what's not broken. So looks like this import up here is in fact broken. That's because I don't have StyleTTS2 installed. What's up, Cheeto? What's this program for? This is StyleTTS2. StyleTTS2 is a text-to-speech engine that allows you to do like voice cloning and whatnot. So it is. I'm turning it into a web UI, web interface, so that it's easier to use. Because who likes using things from the command line? I don't mind command line, but if there's a web interface for anything, I'd prefer to use the web interface. Alright, so what I need to do here is git clone my StyleTTS2 repository. And this is going to take a little bit of time because there are large files in there. And I actually want to, I want to create a folder called modules. So let me just do that. Make directory modules, and then I'm going to move StyleTTS2 into modules. Alrighty, so StyleTTS2 is in modules now. And then, well, let me clear my console, cd into modules, and then I can cd into StyleTTS2, and I can now pip install this directory, and we should be on our way for doing things. I also need to add a git ignore inside of this modules folder so that it can ignore my modules. And I am just riffing right now, so sorry if everything sounds like magic, but alrighty, let's take a look at the comments. Lion chest day. Hey, you right. You need sugar for energy, right? So that sugar should boost up your bench press 100%. Yeah, command line is a hassle, but yeah, I am gifting it up. Let's go. What's up, Niffer? Thank you for tuning in. Been watching my stuff for a while. Just want to hop by and say you appreciate the work. Well, thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. I don't know, Lion. You tell me. Spread the word. All right. So a couple of things that I want to do, just make sure that everything has been installed correctly. Thank you guys. Thank you. Very much appreciate it. Thank you for the thanks. I can go into this virtual environment folder. I've got StyleTTS2. It's in here, and I've got everything that I need, except for the PTH files, but those are for something else. What I can actually do is I've got those files individually put inside of here. So where is the utils? StyleTTS2. Yeah, there we go. So I can just take this, copy, and go into here and paste. So what I just did was I moved some files that I need to access to a more convenient location into this repository. But yeah, I could probably leave this. I don't need to put it, so I'm gonna get ignore. Let me see. Get StyleTTS2 .utils. All right, so that should work. So ideally, I should be able to run this, and it should run without error. If there is, then there's an issue with my StyleTTS2 package, and that would have to be resolved before I move on. No module named monotonic align. Okay. Cool. I think I know how to resolve this one. So, virtual environment scripts activate. Accelerate. VNV scripts activate. Pip install. All right, let's get that installed. All right, so this should resolve that issue. Fluff Squirrel, may I ask what you do if your PC just isn't detecting CUDA for Python for any script or project, but it detects it for things like Blender and simulation or emulation? I believe you can check NVIDIA SMI, which should give you, like if you have your CUDA version, if your drive version, if it's actually getting your GPU. In this case, it's getting my RTX 4090. So check that first. And then what you can do inside of like a virtual environment, for example, is I have a virtual environment open. I've installed PyTorch, and you need to make sure that you have PyTorch installed. What you can do to check if CUDA is available for your virtual environment or wherever you have it installed is you open up Python into a terminal. You can import Torch. You want to make sure you import Torch so that you can run, I think it's torch.CUDA is available. And so, well, in this case, I'm getting false, which is strange, that CUDA isn't available. So we'll see if I run into any Torch issues. Or actually, no, this is actually correct. I don't have Torch available. So this is actually a great example. So let's say that you do this and you don't have Torch available. Well, then what you need to do is you need to install it with PyTorch. So I'm going to check my installations. So pip show torch. And I do have Torch here, but it's PyTorch 2.3.1 without CUDA enabled. So what I have to do is pip uninstall Torch. So I'm going to uninstall Torch, click or type in Y for yes, and then I'm going to navigate into let's say PyTorch here, and then I need to install the PyTorch build I want. So 2.3.1 Windows pip Python 12.1 CUDA. Copy this guy in there, pip install it into the virtual environment, and that'll get CUDA going. So yeah, very quick overview on how to resolve that problem. You're lucky that I had it on stream, so yeah, that should be how you can get it going. What's up, Liz H? Oh, well, that's awesome. No, I think well, AI VTuber, that was one thing that that was one of my initial projects, and I thought Neurosummon was pretty cool when I was watching it back then, and the way that it's evolved has been pretty awesome, so I could see that being quite nice. Niffer, on an AMD GPU, I've been using ZLUDA on Windows for some AI like Stable Diffusion, ZLUDA, complicated, excuse my ignorance, fuse dual boot, Windows and Linux. Yeah, well, I don't know what ZLUDA is. I've never actually heard of ZLUDA. Let me check this out real quick. CUDA on AMD GPUs. As far as I know, if you're able to use ZLUDA on like Stable Diffusion, if it actually works as what it says, where you can run native CUDA stuff on AMD GPUs, then you should be able to just run other AI projects as long as you use ZLUDA instead of like CUDA or something like that. But I don't have too much knowledge in that area. I code with CUDA. It makes life easier, and I didn't have to do any hackarounds with AMD stuff. Of course, Fluff Squirrel, no problem. But yeah, that's kind of the paradigm right now. The dominance of AI with NVIDIA is partly due to CUDA. Everyone wants to develop on CUDA. But if an open source alternative to CUDA with AMD can open up, I think that'll be great for consumers, because then you'll be able to use it a little bit easier. Alright, web UI, here we go. Yeah, 2.01. You know, 2.01 should still work for most of these projects, because the issue with well, not the issue, but a lot of these projects I see are actually being done on like older versions of CUDA, like 1 or different versions of PyTorch, earlier versions of PyTorch. Sorry, not CUDA. All right, so perfect. I am getting a issue, which is something that I can resolve pretty easily. So all I need to do is just add in a voice. And so let me go into my other StyleTTS GUI. Let me go ahead and copy this Mel. Let's go back into here. Let's copy and paste. Oops. I accidentally clicked copy, so I gotta go back to the other repository. Copy, paste. Okay, cool. So I got a voice in here, and then I need to add a model inside of models as well. And I already have a model inside of the other interface. So models, Mel, copy. Let's go ahead and hide this window. Go to here, paste, boom. Alrighty. Should have everything in here that I need to go. Let's go ahead and run, and we should be able to get the web interface going. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if ZLUDA can be used for AMD, that is pretty awesome. I might have to take a look. I might have to buy an AMD GPU. However, the only issue is I've heard that AMD, even though ROCm is supported, it's only supported on like their newer GPUs, whereas with CUDA, it goes all the way back to the beginning of like the RTX series or something like that. So yeah, might be an issue. Liz H, for your VTuber, currently have 2 TTS setup, one for using Google Cloud, and the other is using OpenAI TTS, using the RVC pipeline, eating VRAM. Unfortunately, that is the reality. These projects run so much RAM and VRAM. Now, I think you should be able to get it. Well, actually, I mean, RVC should be pretty fast. So, yeah, I mean, that might be the most intensive part of your process if you're just using RVC. Oh, no, Fluff Squirrel. Sorry. That's just an observation that I've made, but you don't need older versions of PyTorch to run certain projects that have used older versions of PyTorch. You can use newer versions of PyTorch, and they should still be fine. There might be some weird things here and there, but I haven't ran into many. Or I actually haven't ran into any, so I'm gonna say that. Alright, no such file models model paths.yaml. Okay. So cool. So I need to actually get that set up. Models, model paths. Okay, cool. So let me copy this. Go into this repository. Let me paste this, drag it into models. Model path. Alright, ASR, Gilbert. Okay, so this should be everything actually. Model paths. Alright, let's try to load this up one more time. Let's see. LLM for text-to-speech or text generation works on RX 6000 and some 5000 series, but nearly all support is on the 7000 series. Ah, I see. Well, I guess if you're getting into LLM stuff nowadays, it's not too bad of an issue. The only thing where I can see it coming in is if you want to buy like a used GPU or something along the lines of that, or you have an older GPU, you run into this issue. But I think 2 to 3 years down the line, we won't be seeing too many complaints about that. So as long as they can support those GPUs, like with that substitution, it should be fine in my opinion. Okay, cool. So it's working now. So let's go ahead and open up this web interface. So local host 7860. There we go. So we have it here. Let's go ahead and make this a little bigger. Hello there. Hey there, thank you for tuning into the stream. So we'll have the model that I have here say something like that. And yeah, we should be up and ready, up and good to go, hopefully. So just gonna run inference, see if I run into any issues in the terminal down here. Okay, cool. So
hey there. Thank you for tuning into the Starums.
Huh? What did it say? Did it mess up?
Hey there. Thank you for tuning into the Starums.
Oh, I spelt stream wrong. You guys could probably barely hear that, but let's try to regenerate. Let's see.
Hey there. Thank you for tuning into the streams.
All right, there we go. Cool. So inference is working. StyleTTS. I had spelt stream staram, so I don't know what it was saying. It maybe said stoned. I couldn't really hear it too much. But cool. Audible. It's working. And so generation tab is up and good to go. The training tab is in progress, and then settings, I have no clue what settings I wanna add in there. So yeah, we will now go ahead and build upon this. So there's something that I want to do with this, which is have part of the screen be the web UI, Alright, so part of the screen is the web UI, and then the other part of the screen is the code. And so there is a cool thing that can be done with Gradio, and that is running auto updating in Gradio. So this basically allows you to develop the web interface without having to rerun the code every single time, so makes life easier. So I can do Gradio web UI.py, and so this is going to open up some type of monitoring system, and whenever I update code, it'll also update the Gradio interface here. Alrighty, so should be good to go. Ideally, I would like to get this training tab up and ready today. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. If I can do it in an hour, we'll call it a success. So the first tab that I want to work on is generate configuration, and so I was working on this a little bit earlier, but I have this template configuration this template config YAML file that I'm going to use to configure settings. And I could do all of this manually, but what I'm going to do is figure this out with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT makes things much faster. Oh, what audio type is used to output the sample? Should be wave file. So I am going to first say, I would like you to help me implement some Gradio text boxes to be able to set up this YAML file here. We currently have the following code. My code is still short enough for me to be able to paste it into ChatGPT, which is nice. And the area I would like to set it up in is generate configuration. Inside of the configuration file that I'm gonna say YAML that I shared, the keys that I would like to adjust are denoted by a dollar symbol. How might I go about doing this? Alrighty, so nice and detailed. Just send that whole thing in there and boom. Now, I would like to try out Claude, but ChatGPT works for most of my purposes, so haven't needed to really do anything like that so far. Okay. Yeah, ChatGPT is OP. No way. Or, no way? No, I can't think of the word I was trying to think of. Never mind. But yes, ChatGPT is awesome for coding. Increases my efficiency by a lot. And since I already kind of know how to read code, it helps out quite a bit. Now, I think it's kind of got a large configuration here, so I'm going to take a look at the code and make sure it's the implementation that I want. Liz H, can I increase the speed of the RVC conversion if you upgrade your GPU/RAM? Yes, you should be able to. In my testing, RVC, if you're running on a GPU, RVC only takes a fraction of a second to convert audio. So you would want to upgrade your GPU in this case. I have a 3060 in my other computer, and that computer inference is super fast with conversions, and it's a 3060. Okay, so save YAML. Why would I need load all models dummy implementation? Oh, I don't. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and place this one more towards the bottom. Save YAML configuration. Update configuration. All right, so this makes the code quite a bit bigger. There should be a way for me to update it without all of these parameters in here. So I'm gonna ask it to change that. And then here we go. Here's what I really want to see. Is all of these. Different settings. Go ahead, slap this into, oops, with gr column. Go ahead, slap this into here. All right, that is nice. Cool. Thank you, Fluff Squirrel. Appreciate it. Only hit the like button if you're enjoying the content. Alright, so let me ask. So update config seems pretty verbose, as it includes all of the other parameters that I don't need to adjust. Can you modify it so that it only adjusts the keys that have the key values that have a before it, so that it only has the, so that it is not so long. All right. No, you're all good, Fluff Squirrel, no problem. Alrighty. Update configuration. Oops. All right, so cool. Yeah, you've probably definitely heard this music. It's from a guy named, I think, Tokyo Music Walker. I use his stuff for a lot of my YouTube stuff. They have definitely been either in my YouTube video or inside of a live stream. Okay, so here we go. We got my configuration. We got the new new file here. But yeah, no, his stuff is awesome, so go share the love. Okay, save YAML configuration. I think I already have this. Alright, and then one more thing is Okay, one more thing is that I would like to generate a copy of the YAML file and instead save it in a directory called outputs. Alright, and ideally I want to copy this YAML file and save it to a folder that I can specify with a username or with a voice name that you're training. So I might add that by myself. Alright, to create output directory. Okay. Save YAML configuration. Throw this in there. Did I make it global? Okay. Yeah, it did make it global in this case. Okay, so I do want to have a output global variable, but I'm gonna call this training dir. Oops, training. And then I'm going to specify that this is training directory. This is training directory. Cool. And there we go. OS base name file path. And then where is settings file path? Join training directory. So it grabs the base name. And then instead of base name, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to not use the base name of the file. I'm actually going to use a voice name. And so I can actually just take this out of here and say voice name. And then for now, I'm just going to have a voice name equal, I don't know, test, because I will pass in voice name as a configuration. Well, actually, no, I'll do this now. Voice name here. And equals voice name. And then down here, I'm going to add a log directory. Log directory. I'm not going to call log directory. I'm going to call it name, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to append it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to call this voice name, and then placeholder, enter log directory, and so log dir. It's going to be fed into here. And then here it's going to be I'm going to call this voice name. Let's go into here. Let's do voice name, configuration, log directory is going to be os.path join, and I'm going to take training directory and append logger, which is actually voice name, which I'm going to change here, voice name. I'm going to remove that. Okay, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at it in a little bit on what exactly I'm changing inside the Gradio interface, so that I can kind of get a better sense of what I've done so far. But yeah, I'll do that in a sec. Settings, file path. Yeah, I don't actually need this anymore since I'm not passing in file, since I don't need the base name of the file path. And then I'll make this an F string. Alrighty, voice name, do underscore config dot YAML. Alrighty, changes have been detected. Let's go ahead and refresh this page here. Generate training. Oh. See what I ran into here. Save frequency. Enter. Got an unexpected argument placeholder. Alright, it's probably because it's not a number. Say 10. And so go ahead and throw in, let's say, a configuration that I've done before. Or actually, no, I mean, I know all these, so let me just set it from what I have in my head. Log interval, say every 10 epochs, say a reasonable amount of epochs is 40. Batch size, say 2. Max length, let's go 250. Enter pre-trained model path. Alright, value is going to be equals to true. Alright, and by default, F0 path, copy relative path. It's going to be this thing. I'd slap an R between before it. ASR path. No, ASR configuration first. Paste that in here. And then a ASR path. Right, PL directory. R train data. Alright, so validation data, root path. Alright, and inside of data, what I actually need to do is I need to put inside and out of data text. Go ahead and put that into this data folder. So paste. Cool. Diffusion, epochs. Let's go ahead and do 0 for both of these guys. Alrighty. Sweet. So that is saved and it should be good to go. Got an unexpected keyword argument, placeholder. Alright, so I guess placeholder might not exist for the Gradio version that's here. Fluff Squirrels. Gradio, a major improvement over JavaScript Canvas or something along those lines. Gradio is just I'm not too familiar with any other interfaces, but I know Gradio is a easy to set up web interface for mocking up like machine learning stuff. So I think it's just chosen because it's pretty simple to set up like a intuitive interface and be able to do all these cool things. Alright, so placeholder might not be a thing for number. Alright, so I guess it's not a I guess it's not a thing in Gradio. Gradio number placeholder. So we get our first GPT. We get our first GPT hallucination. Okay. Alright, down, replace, text box, down. Okay, cool. I don't know, we'll see. Let's go ahead and save that, see if that resolves the issue. Well, Gradio, I don't know. I think it can take custom JavaScript, but I'm not too sure to what extent. If you want to make a cool looking interface, I think your best bet is to still go with like regular web design. And GPT trolling. Alrighty. Cool. So we got that. A placeholder should exist for it, but I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and click Update Configuration. Alright, and did not expect it to work on the first try, so let's see what's going on here. Key error, data params. Alright, let's go with this. Let's go ahead and copy paste this. That could be an option for maybe the what's it called? Pre-processing of the data. But yeah, that'd be something to think about, perhaps. Alright, what did it say? The error occurring is because it might not be present in the YAML file you're trying to update. To handle this, we can ensure that the necessary nested keys are initiated if they do not already exist. Well, the issue is that they do exist, so let's see what I'm actually doing here in the code. Oh, I know why. It doesn't know what folder to look into, so I don't think I ever specified that. Let me see. Settings file path. Alright, so it thinks that I want to use this this YAML here, which is not the case. So what I actually need to do is have a config file path. File. I'm gonna call this base config file path equals this guy here, copy relative path. And then I need to change the name base config file path. There we go. Oh wait, no, not that one. Alright, here is what I need to do. Base config file path. See, alright, that's it right there. Let's go ahead, save that, and get this going again. Yeah, you could do all of that in pre-processing of the data set for sure. Yeah, no, that's true. GPT is really good at giving you like a general outline on what you want to do or how to do something. You still have to be the one that double checks it, re-implement some of the things that it's doing, make sure the code that it gives you is doing what you want it to do. So to those that think that GPT is capable of replacing all these developers, not there yet, because it still runs into these issues. And I could be being very vague. I could be a better prompter, but you can only prompt it so well, it is in my experience so far. Alright, so cool. Well, let's go ahead and run through this, do a mock test of setting a configuration file. So test 10. Let's say that our pre-trained model is by default. I'm going to get a pre-trained model real quick, so let me copy. Oops. Models, let's say this pre-trained base. Let's go ahead and copy this out. Let's go into models. Let's paste this into there. Alrighty, pre-trained base, and the pre-trained model path is here. Yes, F0 model path. Okay, I'll leave those. PLBERT directory, train data. Let's say that I want to use the same data that I had for Mel. Copy relative path. Oops, not copy relative path. Copy, which I can then paste into here. Cool. So now that I have this, I can copy train data path, train data list. Oh. I am missing this. Okay, so swap this, put this in here. Audio root. Cool. Alright, let's generate this configuration. Invalid argument, configs, template, config, YAML. Weird. Alright, let me check out what's going on here. Hello, Josep. Sorry if I butchered your name. Interesting to see how the program is built. Logically, don't understand anything at all, but eager to try out the hard work. Well, I'm eager to get it out to you guys, but yeah, it's just a lot of work in progress. So we'll see how that ends up being. Yeah, these projects do take quite a bit of time to make, build, and so yeah, that's why these things don't spring up a day after these projects have been released, because all of this takes time. But yeah, Fluff Squirrel, yeah. AI is not replacing programmers just yet. Not yet. You still have to monitor a lot of the stuff that comes out of it. I personally have become much more doubtful of things that come out of these GPT models, so I've become much more, I don't know, cautious or suspicious when using these things, just because I've run into enough cases where it gives false information. So yeah, not there quite yet where I 100% trust what's going on. Alright, so what the heck is going on here? Invalid argument. Configs. Line 178. Okay. Why? Invalid argument. Why is it an invalid argument? Maybe I need the escape. Maybe I need the R. I think that's a thing with Windows. I forget what it's called, but you need to add that R before paths sometimes. Okay, let's go ahead and right here, the code should be refreshed. Update configuration. So that was it. Maybe there is something that I should switch to for best practice, perhaps, and that's to use the path module. So we'll see. We'll see. I always have a perpetual cold. Right now it's just allergy season, so that's the worst. It's actually hot. Outside it's like, well, this week it hit like 105. It's been hot here. So I've got the opposite. Alright, configuration is updated. Alright, test config, ASR. Oh, I thought these were placeholders. Why did it not put them into... Oh. Interesting. Alright, let's take that out. Template configuration. I guess I need to change it to values instead of placeholder. How does placeholder work inside of Gradio? Let me see. Placeholder, hint to provide behind text. Value, if callable, the function will be called whenever the app loads the value component. I thought placeholder would be a placeholder, meaning that it would put inside these values, but apparently not. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just change I'll just change placeholder for value for all of them. Let's go ahead and place that. I guess I'll leave that there. Value. Nope. Nice. Okay, so that should be it. Let's go ahead and save this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and delete this config.yaml. Go into training, generate configuration, enter log directory, test. And yeah, that should be it. Configuration update successfully. Test config, and now we've got everything in here. Okay, so I guess placeholder does not store the value if it's there by default. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Thank you for tuning in. Would you hypothetically be able to train your own voice with this? Yes. StyleTTS is going to be if I know you've played around with like Tortoise, for example, right? So I'm trying to make it as in alignment with Tortoise training as the Tortoise repository is. So yeah, you should be able to do that. Hey, what's up, Supersonic United? Thank you very much, appreciate it. I'm glad that you think I am the best. Okay. Alright, what does this look like full screen? Okay, so this looks kind of ugly full screen. But I'll go back and make this look pretty later. So this works for setting up a configuration file at its base. Let me see. Yeah, it works setting up for setting up configuration file for its base. But I do want to pass in one more thing, and that is the training directory should be saved inside of a voice name folder. Which will be os.path.join training directory. I'll go ahead and throw in voice name here, and then output file path will actually be this. So voice name here. Let's go ahead and save that, and now it should save into a training folder with all of the pertinent stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and update the configuration, and cool, saves it inside of the folder that I need, which is awesome. Subarashi. Suno's bark. I wanted to try to look into Suno's bark a little bit more. However, as unfortunate as it is, Suno bark did not exude the quality that I expected it was, and so I never looked into it anymore. I'm waiting for a more stable model to come out that can laugh more consistently, so I'm just waiting for that to be incorporated. There are some papers out there that allow laughter, but I'm not skilled enough to implement those papers, unfortunately. But maybe in the future, as I get better with actually trying to develop or interpret these papers into architecture. Thank you very much, appreciated Joseph. I do want to be as generous as possible while also, you know, making sure that you guys learn and all that cool stuff. So yes. As generous as I am, I would like to come out with a course in the future or something like that, and that would be a paid contribution to go through the course. But as of right now, everything is free for the most part. Fluff Squirrel, maybe it could be my internet. Well, actually I haven't dropped too many frames today, so it's looking good on my end. 69 dropped frames. Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate it, Tyler. Appreciate the contribution if needed. Alrighty. This configuration is good. So technically I should be able to train on this configuration file, I think. So I'm not going to do much more here, but let's see. Enter. Let's make things look a little bit prettier. I know I said I was going to do that later, but we're going to do that now. Enter voice name. Actually, do I want to do it this way or prepare data set, generate configuration. No. I don't want to do it this way. What I actually wanted to do is be able to select a folder within the training folder to be able to do this. Okay, so yeah, let me reorganize a few things and then we'll get back to that. So implement auto folder detection numbers. And then actually for these sliders, or not these numbers, I'm going to make it a slider. And do, let's see, step equals 1. Minimum, maximum, save frequency. Let's see. Value minimum equals equals 1, maximum equals, I don't know, let's say 1,000. All right, and can do it in steps of 1. Sure. I'll do a slider. Am I missing a comma? I am missing a comma. Okay, capital S slider. Minimum equals to 1, maximum equals, I don't know, let's say 100. And in steps of 1, I think I can just copy this. Let me just copy this. Okay, copy, paste. Okay, batch size, do the same thing. Minimum, maximum, max length. In steps of 10, let's say 1,000. Okay. Save that. Get it going, see if we got some nice sliders in here. Okay, enter voice name, save frequency. Oh, slider. I need to make these sliders. Copy. Alright, let's go ahead and save this, and it should reload. So, how do you prepare data sets? I assume it transcribes and splits files like Tortoise. It will. It will indeed do the exact same thing that Tortoise does. It'll split the files, convert it into phonemes, as this repository uses phonemes, or StyleTTS uses phonemes. And then, yeah, you should be able to train on it. Maybe the world is just hot right now. It's just summertime. Hey Lokesh, thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I don't know if it's happy Sunday, it's happy Monday. But tomorrow is work. Okay, save frequency 1, log interval. Wait a second. Why is save frequency at 1? Okay, let's do that. Oh, whatever. Epochs 40 batch size. Let's say 2 max length. Oh, well that's strange. What did it do that for? 250. Huh? That is strange. Oh, minimum. Let's say minimum 10. Let's say minimum 50. Let's go ahead and save that. Alright, so. Cool. Alright, let's update this configuration. Enter voice name as the new training folder name. Epochs, batch, min length. Save frequency. Okay. Diffusion epochs. Where's my diffusion epochs at? Oh, interesting. Diffusion epochs and joint epochs are not being saved. Weird. I'm glad you appreciate the coding stream. Not too sure how exciting me coding is, but I'm very glad if you think me coding is exciting. Unfortunately, Tyler, StyleTTS2 is worse than Tortoise is at emotion. Or StyleTTS2 is worse than Tortoise in terms of quality, but it is 100 times better in terms of accuracy. So you won't get much weird artifacting at the end of sentences with StyleTTS2, while also retaining decent prosody and speech. So it's a trade-off, but I'd say it's worth it for some people, and it can be worth it depending on what you're looking for. It also inferences much faster, like it's almost 10 times faster than Tortoise, give or take, depending on how long you're trying to generate in Tortoise. Okay. Cool, so my diff and joint epochs are in here, so I think I would be able to train on this. But yeah, like I said, the voice name here, what I need to do is I need to actually make this into a function that grabs the folders inside of training in order to generate a configuration from that. So to do that, I will need to borrow or look at some of this code. So I will call a, wait, hold on. Get reference audio list. List direct, okay. I'm gonna call this not get reference audio list. I'm gonna call this get get folder list, and then anywhere where this get reference audio list is, I'm going to replace it with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, get folder list. Okay, so now I can use this for another function. Get folder list. I want to make this function modular, so I want to change what's happening here. No, actually, no, I don't. Okay, let me just Control Z all of those things back. I'll just create a new function called get folder or get folder list. I'm going to call root. I'm not going to specify that, and I'm going to say folder list equals os.list directory of root. Right. Yeah, we'll just do that instead. And I'm going to create a train list variable. I'm going to call it get folder list and feed in root is equal to training. Tyler, couldn't you just clean it up in RVC anyways? RVC can only clean up some things. So for example, in the case of Tortoise, if you have too much artifacting or if you have too much weird stuff occurring at the end of a sentence, those cannot be cleaned up by RVC. So StyleTTS, this repository for StyleTTS will also have RVC built in because RVC is unparalleled still for voice-to-voice that I've seen at least so far. But yeah, RVC is great, but some things you can't clean up with it though. Grandmaster Chess, yeah, appreciate it. Coding is well, think about it, coding is its own language, right? So if you're listening to somebody else speak in a different language, you're not gonna really understand. So that's, I would say, kind of the equivalence here. Like, I've learned a decent amount of the Python language, so what I'm saying is a bunch of jargon. Makes sense to me, but on the outside looking in, it'll be a little hard. You might be correct. It could be Christmas. Yeah. I find listening to instrumental music helps in my focus for a lot of things, so got me through college. Not this exact artist, but just instrumental music in general. Alright, so to continue, generate configuration. Now I can have a drop box or drop down menu. Value is equivalent to train list. Go ahead, save this, and should update this. Alrighty. Oh, what happened here? Why is... What did I change? Seed. What? Why is it 1? Oh, it's still there. Okay, never mind. Alright, generate configuration. There are no voice names. Cool. That's what I like to see. Why not? What happened? What happened? Get folder list. Oh, I did not return folder list. Huh. Boom. Okay. Get local AI. We can make music as good as Udio so that you could have just that as background. Indeed, I think I've been keeping my eye out on some local it's like text to song, and nothing really exists yet that's of high quality. Some new research has come out for things like that I've seen, but they have not been like open source or released or anything like that. So I'm sure we'll see something like that in the next couple of years come out to the open source community. I think that'll be cool. Okay, so voice name. Alright, why is it not giving me my drop down? What is happening here? Force dot list directory training. Okay, feeding it training, folder list, return the folder list, train list, get folder list, drop down. Ah, not value, choices. Alrighty, choices equals train list. Got the wrong thing in here. Alright, let's refresh this. Oh yeah, OpenAI's jukebox is a thing, but it's the quality for these text-to-song models are still pretty bad. And the only reason that I assume that it's bad still is because it requires so much compute to do. Alrighty, cool. Alright, get folder list. Item in. Alright, let's do some list comprehension here. For item in, what's this? If item item for item in OS. If item is OS dot path is dir. I think this is the way to do it. List comprehension. Let's see. Tyler, I mean, yeah, if time allows, and all of that fun stuff, would not mind being on a podcast for some interview questions. So, but of course, that is as time allows. I am pretty busy, so we'd have to see how that would work out. Now that would fall into the business side of things for me. $80 gigabytes of VRAM, that's crazy. That's a lot. Ah, voice name. Okay, now it's not giving me anything. Okay, item for item in os.list directory root if os.path is a directory of item. What did I do incorrectly here? Well, I'm not going to figure it out. What did I do incorrectly here? It's not giving me back names. Is a directory in the current work directory, not the root directory. Okay. Oh, oops. Mistake happens to the best of us. Okay, cool. I knew that. Even though I did know that, I run into that issue all the time. $48 gigs to fine-tune a model in Jukebox. See, that is not acceptable. For open source adoption, anything that is so far in my observation of what the biggest constraints are for consumer grade things, if your model is not able to run on anything that is less than 12 gigabytes, you are severely restricting access to the model or to consumers. Because think about it, in terms of NVIDIA, the VRAM of the cheapest VRAM you can get is a 3060 with 12 gigabytes of VRAM. And so if you're not able to market to people that have 12 gigabytes or less, then we're not going to be able to do any of that stuff. And even 12, that's still kind of a stretch. Ideally 8, but now you start getting into like quantization and efficiencies and all of those things. Yeah, see, 12 gigabytes. I think 12 gigabytes is attainable. Is attainable on a budget. Excuse me. You can get 12 gigabytes for pretty cheap. Or, I guess I wouldn't say cheap, but for a budget computer, you get like a 3060 12 gigabyte, and for the computer, you could build with a lower end CPU. All you need is 16 gigabytes of RAM and some storage space, and you have a computer that's $500 to $600. So. Yeah, no, most people don't have access to all this VRAM. And you could get VRAM for cheaper if you started getting into like these, like the the older Tesla P40 stuff, but I hear those have plenty of issues as well. They're running very old hardware, so they're starting to be outdated, and they don't have some of the newer stuff that are on newer cards, so just run into issues. And yeah. Yeah, and you start running, I think it has to do with floating point numbers. You start getting into issues with what, my mind is blanking, but you can't run like FP16, I think, on like P40s. You know what I'm waiting for? I am waiting for the 5090 to drop, because when the 5090 drops, I'm buying another 4090 so that I can put it inside of my computer. I'll finally have the dual 4090 build. Yeah, I did see a good deal on a 4090 the other day. It was at MSRP of like $1,500, but that's still $1,500, man. Alright, where was I in the code? Okay, so I got my Git folder list. My prepare dataset tab isn't done. Generate configuration. I've got the configuration generation good to go. Get pre-trained. Oh, I need to get this pre-trained model path. I think I'm gonna do that inside. I want to do that inside of like the settings tab. Okay, but for now, I think I'm going to hard code this into here. Value equals get pre-trained model path is actually equal to this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna save that just like I did these other ones. Like R. Save. Generate configuration. Okay, enter voice name, test. Okay. Enter train data path, enter validation data path, enter root path. Okay, so these will actually be pre-populated. So note to self. Note to self. Pre-populate these from the training data folders. Okay, cool. So have that note to self. That is that. Oh yeah, no, definitely, Tyler. That would probably be the most bang for your buck if you buy industrial stuff, but once you're out of consumer grade level stuff, you start dealing with industrial problems, and industrial problems require I don't know, industrial solutions usually, and the support for industrial solutions and problems is generally industrial help. And so if you don't have access to all of that or the knowledge for that, you're going to be in some trouble. Like the reason that a lot of these industrial a lot of this industrial hardware costs so much as well is because you can call up, if you're a company, you can call up, let's say like a CUDA specialist or something, or a a product engineer to help you get through your problem. So that is a big thing with industrial solutions. I mean, it's true. Industrial problems require industrial everything. So the whole idea of that. So you buy, let's say you buy a let's say you buy like a servo motor from Festo, for example, which is industrial grade. Well, if you run into any issues, you should be able to call up an engineer and ask, oh, how can you help me through my problems, and debug it that way. So that is not something that normal consumers generally have access to or want to deal with. So consumer grade stuff is a little bit more friendly because you can just go online and find solutions to those things. Sorry, smacked my microphone. Well, for any of this software stuff, you're not gonna need any Festo motors or the likes. So we're just dealing with AI, LLMs, and voice models. My bad. I hope so. Just wanted to make sure. Now you're awake. Audience is awake. All right. What I need to do next. Now, I have this prepared dataset tab that I need to create, but there are some things that I need to. What I'm going to do with this is borrow from one of my repositories, which is my AI voice cloning repository. And to do that, I'm going to need one of the modules from the AI voice cloning repository to be up to date. So let's go into here. Here's the AI voice cloning repository. I am going to be using some tools from the dataset whisper tools area in order to borrow and do StyleTTS stuff. So believe it or not, I'm gonna have to update one of my older repositories in order for it to get working, in order for this newer repository to work. And okay, what's going on here? My PowerShell terminals don't want to work. Why not? Ugh. Man, I've been having this weird issue with PowerShell recently to where PowerShell does not want to ever load up and it just freezes forever. And in order for it to load up, I have to restart my computer. So don't know what's causing that. So good old-fashioned CMD will get it done. Yeah, no, the hope is that we don't need industrial GPUs so that just everyone's lives are easier. Yeah. That's why Microsoft is trying to incorporate all of these what do they call them? AI GPUs. I don't know what they use for the names, but yeah. Alright, git status. Alrighty, we're going to cd into modules, cd into Tortoise dataset tools, and check out the status here. Okay, dataset maker large files. Hard-coded, please fix this. Okay. So this okay, process audio large files or process audio files. Is this from main? Okay, cool, perfect. This is what I need to do. Uh-oh. What is going on here? My Pylance is not working. Well, that sucks. Shoot. Okay, transcribe other languages proxy. Let's go ahead and say speaker ID. Already, where does this get referenced? Other languages proxy. Okay. Dataset 2 settings. Let's go ahead and do speaker ID. Let's go head over to dataset 2 settings. There should be a extension. All right, this is the advanced features section. I'm gonna call this speaker ID. There's going to be a checkbox label speaker ID value equal to false. Alrighty, cool. So let's go ahead and run this. Oh, forgot PowerShell's not working. Okay, terminal's not gonna work either. Well, that sucks. Let me good old-fashioned CMD Python go away source Python source web UI. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. DPUs. Yeah, I'm not too sure what they call them. So, never thought this was programming you write to your future self to ensure that your future self doesn't ruin your current code. Yes, always. The what the heck's going on here? Let me think. But yeah, I always I write comments because let's say I'm working on something and I do something off the cuff and I just do something for to test something out real quick. Well, I'm not gonna know why I did that in the future, so yeah, I do things like that to where I'll write like hard-coded, please fix this, and hopefully when I go back, I will fix it. Yeah. But I do that quite a bit inside of my code, so. So what is going on here? No module named modules. Weird. I shouldn't be running into any issues with this. Source web UI. I hope it's not named Gym. It should be named modules. Okay. strange. Okay, maybe I'll just do start.bat. Oops, that's start.net, not start.bat. Python start.bat. Unexpected character after line continuation character. I don't recall what I changed. I don't think I changed anything inside of here, so it shouldn't be giving me this. Oh, I know why. Because I'm not calling the right thing. I've got to call main source. .py. Alright, well, I can't do that from there, so Python source main.py. There you go. That should be it. Help me write in the live chat. Oh wow, that's interesting. I never knew that for like YouTube. That is news to me. I tell you, the biggest source of my issue is making sure I'm calling the right thing and making sure I'm passing the right path. Because oftentimes I misspell something and then that just ruins everything. Interesting. Well, that is very interesting to see. I did not know YouTube was trying to help people write better comments. What they should do is use AI to stop all of the bots inside of chats. I think that would be a better use of the AI. Alright. Localhost 7861. And let me make sure that Gradio did not affect my volume. Okay, did not. Training, prepare dataset for large files, show advanced settings, speaker ID. Okay, speaker ID is in the window here. So I'm going to say that it's working. I'm going to cancel this out. Now I'm going to follow speaker ID to make sure that it's being passed correctly. Alright, goes into transcribe other language proxy, which gets passed into here. Speaker ID, follow this. Okay, now I need to pass this. Cool. Alright, here we go. Speaker ID is equal to speaker ID. Cool, we can now go into process audio files and say that I take in extension. Speaker ID, let's go by default false. Oh shoot, was it checkboxed? Let me run it one more time. Oh yeah, I mean, they've had moderation for the longest time, but man, some of these bots just get through. Like, it's crazy. It's very hard. I think whoever solves that problem, if you can sell a service to YouTubers that will automatically get rid of problematic bots, then I think you'll make millions of dollars. That is such a big problem. Combating bots. Alrighty. Localhost 7861. Block. Prepare. Show advanced settings. Why is it enabled? Speaker ID. Speaker ID should not be enabled. I have it set to false. Value is false. If true, check by default. Oh, it's because I have it inside of parentheses. Alright. Let's cancel that. Let's go ahead and run this again. Localhost 7861. It's okay. I don't think I have the time to develop on that. Somebody else will come out with it. It'll be for the greater good. Alright, speaker ID, false, cool, done. That's done there. Alright, speaker ID, set to false. Speaker ID equals. Cool. This is done. So that is out of here. I think that's the only thing that I did for this file. So let's hope that that resolves the issue. Not resolves the issue because it wasn't really an issue, but resolved the code change that I had done in the past. So let's go back to the other CMD and get status. See what we got here. Large dataset, make large files. Okay, cool. Merge datasets. I don't know what the changes are here, but I don't really care. Rename train files. Okay, this is what I say. This script renames the files in the audio folder and train files. This is needed if you want to merge the two datasets together. For example, if you did not keep the name of the original, if you try to come, you will use the same name as files. And this conflict won't allow you to change, so you need to read it. Okay, so that's something unrelated. Okay, BPE add special tokens. What is this? This defines new special tokens. Load existing tokenizer. Okay, so I'll just add that because I don't really care. Dataset whisper tools. Add tags to train. What was this for? Add tags to train.txt based on folder name. Oh, this was for ravdes dataset for emotion, for tagging emotions of an audio file. Oh, there goes my camera. My camera is off. Uh-oh. Alrighty, I'm back. I mean, I should be going pretty soon, so I'm just gonna finish this this commit, and then I'll be done for tonight at least. Add tags to train, clean silences, dataset maker, pi and note, and then train to phoneme. Okay, so all these things are good for me to actually just send up because should be everything. Git add, git status, modify new file, git commit, add new scripts, add new scripts for stuff, check code for comments. Alright, git push. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and push that repository. So we can take a look at it here. GitHub.com /Jared Micah. Alright, so this has been updated. Cool. So we can actually just head back into the StyleTTS web UI, go into modules, go ahead and CC, Control C out of this. Alright, CLS. See, PowerShell is dead here, so I don't know what the heck happening. Strange. Alright, command prompt it is cd modules ls dir cls, and then I'll git clone this, git clone my dataset stuff, and I should have all of my scripts here. Alrighty, so all of those scripts and whatnot are now inside of this modules folder, so I can now use them. And yeah, let's see, git status. Oops, cd git status. So if I cd into like modules, for example, and then cd into tortoise and git status this, cd cool, nice. Alright, so those should now be able to be committed as submodules. So when I update them, I can always pull from those modules, makes things easier, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I think that's it for now. So cool. Thank you so much. If you've been watching or if you tuned in today, Fluff Squirrel, thank you so much for talking to me and keeping me company. Very much appreciate it. Yeah, everything is going to be pretty much open sourced, and all of that cool stuff to my channel. I will probably leave, like most of my stuff will be open sourced. I think I will start releasing some packages to my members on my channel only, so that my the members of my channel can have access to these packaged up versions of code. But I will still show how to manually get everything up and going on my channel. Because if you have, if number one, if you learn how to set up all those things, you'll have a new skill in your toolbox, and it'll be free in that case. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Very much appreciate it, and I will see you guys sometime soon. Peace.